Nathan Baird from the IndyStar, Sam King from Lafayette Journal and Courier here at Big Ten Media Days. We just got done talking to Ryan Walters, Purdue coach, before the festivities began. And one of the main questions to ask him today was, everybody's picking you guys 18th. It's like across the board, 18th out of 18. And I know he got similar questions last year. They weren't big expectations going into his first year, but a pretty defiant answer, I thought, today as to how he feels about kind of the totality of people not expecting much from Purdue this year.
Yeah, and last year it was a totally different situation. You're coming off of being in the Big Ten championship game the year before, but it's a coaching change, a lot of roster overhaul, and I think that was kind of why people were hesitant to place Purdue high. Now, it's, some of the key players are the same, and it's people just don't think you're going to be very good because you were 4-8, whether that's your schedule's tough. They just, people picking these things. A lot of people maybe think that Indiana with the new coach has something going on there, Michigan State, so forth and so on. I was a little surprised to see kind of, as you said, across the board, Purdue's 18th and pretty much anybody that picked the Big Ten polls. So chip on his shoulder, like you said, and I'm sure that, you always try to use whatever kind of motivation you can find, and Purdue has it right now.
Yeah, I wrote a piece for IndyStar.com just basically saying I think this is a gift for Ryan Walters. Now, it also feels like a slap in the face, I think, and you could see that today when we talked to him. His response, like somebody asked him the question, and the first response was like, definitely, like they're aware of it, like they feel it. And at the same, I think he said something later about it would be naive to ignore the elephant in the room. Like, you can't pretend like everybody isn't saying that Purdue is 18th out of 18 teams. But you're right. He definitely went on to say you don't want to get too fixated on it. You don't want guys, because they certainly tell every player they have, like, don't worry about the outside noise and all that stuff. But I think there's a moment that he has here to take this sort of slap in the face, if you want to call it that, and use it as a motivator and be something that he can. Every week of this season, you can keep reminding this team, like, oh, did you play well last week and win? Well, everybody thinks you're going to lose the rest of your games, right? Because you're supposed to finish 18th. Like, it can be something that kind of keeps this team motivated all season.
Yeah, and, I kind of said this, but it's just, to me, it's a little shocking when the quarterback is returning, all conference center is returning. Some of the guys on this defense that are coming back, Dylan Thieneman was a third-team All-American last year. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to commit to ask everybody, why did you make this pick? Or ask people, can you kind of go into some detail here why you made this decision? So you don't have the insights as why some people picked a certain team in certain places. I know you said you picked Purdue 13th, I think. I picked them 14th. So kind of more, not great, but probably giving some hope and probably a team that wins 4 or 5 games maybe and is in the mix. The reality is Purdue's schedule is just pretty brutal this year.
Very tough schedule. We're going to be talking to some of the coaches and players from those teams. We're obviously going to be talking to Coach Walters, Hudson Card, KJ Jenkins, Gus Hartwig the rest of this week, the rest of the day. And festivities are about to begin with Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti. So stay tuned. Come back to IndyStar.com, JCOnline.com today and all through the rest of the week for coverage from Big Ten Media Days.